Hello Capricorn, it's Lorene from Inside Readings with some astrology with regards to the constellation of Andromeda and the effects that it has on us with regards to ancestral karma. I find it extremely fascinating and I'm sure that you will as well. Indria put out a video as well with regards to this year and in fact the eclipses over the next months, and how the effect is on us with regards to releasing karma that we carry or that we have from, and this is another pointer in that direction as well. So it is really awe-inspiring. I love it so much. It's such a passion and such a thread. It is an absolute complete science. It really is. But with all that said and done, I just want to say thank you so much for your likes, shares, your comments. I really appreciate it, and best of all for your subscriptions. Thank you so much. Your subscriptions help me to grow my channel. It helps to catapult me and to give me inspiration to carry on doing what I'm doing, because there is this enjoyment out there, and only by subscription can the channel grow. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for that. Thank you for reaching out and for supporting me. Okay, so let's get into this constellation of Andromeda. It is a story about relationship. It's a bittersweet. It's a relationship that gets, it starts off quite sad, but ends off absolutely beautifully. So the story about Andromeda is a Greek, it's in Greek mythology. So Andromeda was, her parent, her mother, was very boastful of her beauty. And she boasted and said, oh, that her daughter Andromeda is more beautiful than the nymphs out there. Now, the nymphs are absolutely beautiful creatures. And this angered the gods. And Neptune, or Poseidon, the god of the sea, was so angry that he, in his anger, decided to absolutely destroy and obliterate the kingdom of Andromeda's parents for their arrogance and their vanity and the boastfulness from her mom. So there already we have mother, okay, ancestry. So her father, there's the other root. Her father went to go and seek advice from the oracle to go and see what he could do to appease the anger of Poseidon. And the oracle said the only way would be to offer a sacrifice. You have to let go of something, and the sacrifice would be the very thing that was so dear to them, the thing that they were holding on to, and that was Andromeda, their daughter. So to save his kingdom, he had to sacrifice his daughter. So Andromeda was chained to a rock as a sacrifice to appease Poseidon. The sacrifice was to the sea serpent. So she was innocent. She was an innocent soul, and yeah, she was paying the price of her parents' actions and behaviors. She didn't cause this. It was actions from her parents, but she was paying the price. So she was a victim, not of her own doing, and that's ancestral karma. But here comes the free will choice. Perseus was in love with her. He loved her and her beauty, and he came to her and said he would rescue her, but on condition, free will, yes, free will, she could have accepted or not, that she marry him if he did. And she agreed. She used her free will to live her life, to set herself free and to live her life in abundance, because she wanted life, she wanted to live, she wanted to be fulfilled and not suffer the consequences of her parents' actions. And she accepted. And Perseus came and he cut the chains. Well, he chopped the sea serpent's head off, and he saved her, chopping the last chains off her and set her free. She honored her commitment. She married him. They had 6 children, and they lived an abundant, fulfilled life. And were happy. They were happy and fulfilled. And that is the story of Andromeda. She's known as the Chained Lady. And this is our focus for this video. So I'm going to stop it here and put it onto a board and try and explain how it affects you, Capricorn, in the areas of your life. So I hope you find this intriguing as well and very interesting, and see the thread of how life is written in the stars. Thank you. Okay, so there we have it, Capricorn. So this is the mythical dragon, Rahu and Ketu. Rahu is the head where we need to focus, but we're not focused on that. That's where our eclipse points are for the next months. I think 6 months are almost done already, yes, because it started in January. If you go and have a look at the videos, I'll start with karma there already and release. And if you watch the two together, you might get more information on this. But this focuses on Andromeda and the eclipse that happened in the tail end, the south node of the dragon. Now the tail is headless, and it is the anus. So you're excreting, you're releasing, you're letting go, you're shedding, and that's what the south node demands of us. And the south node eclipse was in Capricorn, in your very sign. Okay, now Capricorn, and the next one will be in Cancer. Capricorn and Cancer is all about mother and father. There we get again ancestral karma, your ties. Okay, so I'm going to move this here and say, okay, so that's the tail end, the south node, where this first eclipse was in your first house. Okay, and where this new moon and Andromeda is lying is over Aries and Taurus. So it's closing in your fifth house, and that's where your manifestation is going to be. So let me go into more detail about this. Andromeda is about victimhood, chains, suffering, being shackled, being held back for the mistakes or the karma, here's the karma, of our environments or karma of ancestry. Andromeda indicates problems in relationships which are then solved or resolved. So in the same way, we are born into families that carry karma that is repetitive throughout the ancestry, like addictions, bad habits, poverty patterns, anger issues, aggression. They're all victimization issues, depression, manipulation, self-worth issues. This is because of our environment that we were born into. What we see, experience, and live, we perceive. Then we believe it in our mind, where it started Aries, or our head, in other words. That's where the chains are that tie us and block us from believing that we can change our circumstances and not become victims of the circumstances that we find ourselves in. So Aries, where this first moon came, and it was a new moon, because Andromeda is 3 stars. One in the head, one in the belly, and one in the feet. So the first one was in the head, Aries, and that's where this constellation is lying across these two. And it will only be in the next 1,000 years or more again. So that just shows how significant this karma is. So Aries is all about setting yourself free. That's what Aries is. Being the pioneer, taking action, going in head first, being courageous, and all about new beginnings, creative energy, and the passion to take that action. That's Aries. It's ruled by Mars. Mars is about action. So overall, the focus on the constellation of Andromeda, or the Chained Lady, is very karmic, to release ancestral karma with the help of the universe and the alignment of planets that are there to help us. And these 2 planets are there in the alignment of the South Node, which is all about releasing, shedding, letting go, cutting off. So we have the dragon's tail, Ketu, which is releasing. We have Saturn, and Saturn is all about karma and the past. Saturn is your ruler, Capricorn. You should know all about Saturn. Saturn is Father Time, or the timekeeper. Saturn is the taskmaster, he rules over boundaries, stagnation, walls, rules, restrictions, chains, suffering, hard work to bring structures, tears, and painful experiences. Saturn is about your skin, your boundaries. Saturn is hard work. Saturn is all about reward only by your efforts that you put in. So it is, as the Bible says, you reap what you sow, and Saturn is that. So if your effort, because Saturn is, you have to put effort in. Whatever your effort is, if it's good effort, your reward will be good. And if it's not, obviously you will reap the seeds of that. So that is Saturn, that is chains. That's our chains to ancestral ties. But with that comes along Pluto. And Pluto. Pluto is complete transformation. Pluto is total destruction of the old to rebuild something new. Pluto is the god of Hades. He's the god of death, the god of the underground. Pluto destroys the chains that hold us back, and the ideas and the circumstances, the belief systems that we have formed will be broken so that new ideas for abundance, because that's what Taurus is all about, in everything can be born. So structures are falling down in areas of your life that will be either mental, physical, or emotional issues. And it can feel like total chaos because it's headless. There's no head to this. It's just letting go. You've got to go with the flow. So you see how it all comes together to break the chains of past karma. So our first lunation that started in Aries was a new moon for new beginnings. And that happened on the 5th of April, and in other parts of the world on the 4th of April. In the star are called Alpha-Raz. That's the star in the head of Andromeda. So Aries kick-started this process of breaking the chains from ancestral past that has kept you stuck in a situation or a pattern through your thoughts, in your mind or in your head. Aries, exactly that. I mean, how can one say that this is not karmic, you know? Then the second lunation was a full moon. Now, for a full moon, we need the sun, which is still in Aries because it happened on the 19th of April, 18th in other parts of the world. So it's still in Aries, the zodiac sign of Aries, the sun. And for the moon to be a full moon, it has to be directly opposite, and that was in Libra. So it was a full moon. Full moon is about releasing. New moon is about growing and new beginnings. Full moon is about letting go and releasing. And this was in the sign of Libra, directly opposite Aries, illuminating the star Merak in the belly of Andromeda, the second star, the belly or the navel of this chained lady. Now, where are we tied to our parents by? What ties us is our belly button. When we are born, we have a navel, a belly button. That's our tie to our ancestors, and it's in where the illumination is, and it's with relationship. And what it wants, what this new moon wanted, was to cut the ties to our ancestral, to bring in the energy of Libra. And Libra is all about harmony in relationships, balance in partnerships, peace and justice, and what is fair, just and fair. That's Libra. And then we have this third lunation, the last one in this constellation, and then it's over and done with, of Andromeda. And it is in the house of the sign of Taurus, and it happens on the 5th of May, which is today for us in South Africa, and the 4th in other parts of the world, in the sign of Taurus, on the star called Almach at the feet of Andromeda. And it brings in new beginnings as the sun, because for a new moon, which is a dark moon, you need the sun and the moon in the same area. That's why it's dark. It's not illuminating. So it's new beginnings as the sun, which is our consciousness, and the moon, which is our subconscious beliefs. Merge your beliefs and align both these perceptions to shift your belief system to abundance and prosperity, because it's in Taurus. Whether it be in finance, health, or relationships, there's abundance. So you have this opportunity to change your perceptions and your direction, breaking that last shackle at the feet that tie us to situations that we don't want to be in. Now, the sign of Taurus is all about fruition and manifestation, or activating processes in a physical and material form. That's Taurus. And it closes this triple illumination of this constellation of Andromeda with a full from head to toe focus on what binds or chains you to ancestral patterns or karma from the past. Taurus is ruled by Venus and is all about traditions that come through, self-worth, money, resources, wealth, value, abundance, harmony. solid structures of earthy grounded material physical value. So this moon again is asking you to see your value in yourself, to attract abundance and value. To walk away from a belief system created by family actions or behaviors that maybe you're not worthy to be blessed because of a hurt self-worth. Maybe you have beliefs that you can't have money because your parents weren't wealthy or didn't have money. Or you can't have a good relationship because your parents didn't or they got divorced. Or you're not going to achieve anything in life because you were told you were stupid. Maybe you battled at school. Or that you're too fat or too thin. You're not good enough. They're all wrong beliefs stemming from a hurt self-worth. And Taurus is the sign of manifestation. Almach, the star at the feet of Andromeda, brings reconciliation between lovers, here we have this, marriage partners, friends, business partnerships, because it carries the energy of Venus as well, the ruler of Taurus. And as Perseus broke that last chain at the feet of Andromeda, she was set free from her parents' actions to live an abundantly fulfilled life. So why is all of this happening for us? Because in order for us to change or to get focused perspective on something, it has to escalate. And pain does this for us as human beings. So as it increases in feelings of being stuck or chained in relationships, family issues that are painful, bad habits, self-sabotage, anger, stuck maybe in your career, being chained to painful situations or people in your life, as these feelings intensify with the luminations of the moon, you've had 3 now from head to toe, you are pushed forward to get to the point of saying enough is enough and break away from the chains that bind you. Now, the feet is final liberation. So once again, the universe is asking you to break the shackles at your feet, to move forward in freedom with the final breaking of the bonds that keep you from fulfilling your life path and releasing of this karma that keeps you stuck. But it's by your own free will. Remember, you need to put in the action, which is Aries, to make the changes solid and real, which is Taurus. So, I mean, there it is, explained for you. Now, Capricorn, where it falls for you, your new moon is in your 5th house, which is your fun house, the house of lovers, romance, the entrepreneur, thinking, thoughts. That's where your focus is. That's where your new moon is, your new beginnings can be. And where's your karma? In your 1st house of you, your outer position. So your new moon in your 5th house wants to release you from the chains of unhealthy patterns connected to your love life, relationships, maybe with your children, because 5th house is about children, maybe how you enjoy yourself. It's the house of gambling, but it's also the house of luck. So like winning the lotto, it's the house of taking a risk or a chance and then winning because you took that chance or that risk. So the new moon allows you to realign your subconscious to your conscious vision of how you want things to be. It's like a reset button in regards to a better love life or relationship with children, creative projects by starting with new creative ideas. You will be releasing something from your life because you have to have a sacrifice. And this will be happening over this period. As you, Capricorn in particular, are in a huge process of shedding your old skin with it, right? You know, the South Node is right in your 1st house. So you're shedding your old skin. The old, outdated, encrusted behaviors and structures in your life will be released. You might feel like you're losing yourself, but don't be afraid because the old you is dying for the better you. You might feel lost because that's the South Node, the dragon's tail, headless. Maybe that you're losing your mind because you don't understand what's happening. But the more you let go and trust the flow of the universe as old beliefs you had are being destroyed, if you let it go, and going with the flow of the universal changes, they'll start making you feel alive, meaningful, and connected to the universe. You'll get new inspirational ideas with regards to your business, because fifth house is business, or your love life can just reset itself. If you allow the shedding process or do the sacrificing, the releasing, there will be renewal of your love life. It will improve. In some way, there will be an improvement. So if you've been shackled, because it's shackles, chains, you can break these repeating patterns and blocks stemming from ancestral patterns in your love life. Creative blocks, creative flow can start happening again. With this new moon, you have the opportunity to improve your self-worth, because Taurus is about self-worth and what you believe your self-worth is, and that you are worthy. The new moon can indicate that you take a chance or a risk and win something. Don't be afraid to take the chance. It's mainly about releasing old shackles that are blocking your fifth house, where Andromeda falls, blocking abundance coming to you through the universe. And it's because it's one of the houses of luck, sensual, and material abundance. So your luck, your love life, your house of luck is being blocked because of ancestral karma and beliefs, and they need to be shed. Capricorn. So I'm not going to carry on too much further, just to say that you do have Mars in your sixth house, which is co-workers. So there's communication and co-workers that will be shifting and moving as well as you shed all of this karma. Yes, karma. So I'm going to leave it at that and say I hope that you find this intriguing, inspirational, and get guidance and understanding of what you are going through, because it's not tough for you, Capricorn. It's not tough for you. So there we go. It's to bring a new you. Death of the old you to bring in a new you. Thank you, Capricorn. Oh, I want to mention you also have Uranus in your fifth house. So that is where your karma lies. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you.